This is Jack Stanley. I was sitting here, relaxing, having some thoughts, thinking, having a sip of some wine. And I did a lot of thinking and contemplating. And, as collectors, we work very hard at acquiring a very, very fine collection. And the question, I guess, always is, why do we collect? Do we collect a hoard, something that's valuable? Well, in the case of many of these records, they're not very valuable. There are some that are, but a vast majority are not. But why do we have them? Why do we keep them? And a good chance is that our response would probably be because we like them. We have a sense within us of preservation, that there is a desire on our part to take these records that exist, the records that we have, which are audio documents, we need never to forget that fact, and preserve them for future generations. We may not think that we are doing that, but that's what we are doing. Because in the words of one collector, as I always like to remember he used to say, we don't own these, we rent them. Because, let's face it, all of us are going to go the way of the dodo eventually. And in many cases, a lot of us sooner than later. And so I think it is an extremely important thing for collectors, because we, as collectors, wish to preserve, that we make sure we know where our records are going. If you think about it, how many times have collections been, unfortunately, set the way of the four winds when an individual dies? And there's no clear-cut instructions as to what to do. And therefore the relatives, the family, see a quick cash exchange. Just sell everything off. And it goes everywhere. Well, I think if there are certain recordings we believe that are extremely important, they should be looked upon and protected for their importance, in the sense of our wills, documents, or perhaps the fact is that people become aware, even so much as if we reach a certain point in time, we present them to the individuals we wish to have them, because we know they will preserve them. It's a very important thing. Time flies rapidly. Life is short. If you think about it, it's amazing. I am shocked how fast time has gone by in my life. And now, of course, many of us have to think, what happens to these wonderful records that we have cherished for many, many years? I have been collecting for 48 years. That's amazing when I think about that. And so in these 48 years of my collecting, I have acquired some wonderful pieces, some amazing treasures, a lot of junk. But there is, within my collection, a nugget, a handful of recordings that are unique unto themselves. And I think it is important that recordings like that, those nuggets within your collection, need to be protected after we are no longer there to protect them. They are but inanimate objects, and the thing is that they can't protect themselves. We protect them. It's like documents. It's like books. It's like whatever. Upon our demise, they're left on their own. And what we can hope, if we haven't planned something, is that someone quite like ourselves might acquire them. But I think it's better that we plan in advance. I think that's pretty important when you think about it. And so, my friends, for all of us having collected a long, long time, and we're watching the new generations of collectors coming out, I'm amazed. I talk to people online who have, subscribed to me here on YouTube. And it's wonderful to talk to people from different parts of the world. And I talk to people who are 15 years old who are collecting and doing incredible stuff. And I have other people that are my age who just started or have been doing it long like me. And there are those that have been doing it a lot longer than me. But all of us have to remember that time flies. And so my humble wish to you all is take care of your collections. Love your collections. And when you're gone, make sure your collections are remembered. I think that's important. Just a little note I wish to share with you all to make sure you take care of those great records that you yourself think are wonderful. And remember that. It's important. Thank you.